everyone. I am here in front of you to discuss the semifinals topic. But before that, I am Enrica El Valoran, Bachelor of Science in Office Administration. So let's start with the lesson 3, the good life. In ancient Greece, when we try to understand the world and the reality about something, we also try to understand about ourselves. For Plato, in an attempt to understand reality and the external world, man must seek to understand himself too. Aristotle gave definitive distinction between theoretical and practical science. Truth is the aim of the theoretical science, logic, biology, physics, and metaphysics. Good is the end goal of practical science, ethics, and politics. So, here's the view of Plato, and this is Plato. He claims that despite the reality of changes, things remain and they retain their ultimate whatness that you remain to be despite of the changes occurred or happened. Good life simply aspire for good wealth, fame and power, idealists. And for Aristotle views, this is Aristotle. He believed that things are changing and impermanent. Good life can only be attained through living virtuously and doing things that are not against his will, realist. Plato and Aristotle are both assert that virtue was essential for happiness or good life. Aristotle and how we all aspire for good life. The end goal of life is happiness, in contrast to Plato, who taught that things in this world are not real and are only copies of the real in the world of forms. Mimetic theory. For Plato, there are two realities, the world of forms and the world of the matter. The world of forms, entities are only copies of the ideal and the models, only real entities. World of matter, things are changing and impermanent. So, here's the example. Normally, we see ourselves in front of the mirror before or after going to bed. At night, we are looking at ourselves without pimples on our face. Unfortunately, in the morning, there's a change has happened, like a new pimple that grows on our nose. On Plato's point of view, the person who slept last night without pimple and the person the next morning with pimple is the same person, despite the occasional changes happened. Happiness is the goal of the good life. John Stuart Mill, an action is right as far as it maximizes the attainment of happiness for the greatest number of people. Different schools of thought, all of which aim for the good and happy life. So, this is materialism, hedonism, stoicism, theism, and humanism. So, let's start with lesson 4. Technology. When technology and humanity cross. Technology came from the Greek words techne and logos, which means art and work. Television sets, mobile phones, computer, and humanity. Television sets. According to Kantar Media, the most trusted and remains to be ultimate medium for advertisement placement. The Manila Times 2014. A product of different experiments of various people. Paul Gottlieb Nipkow, a German student in the late 18s, was successful in his attempt to send image through wires with the aid of a rotating metal disc. This invention was called electric telescope. The second, Alan Archibald Campbell Swinton, English scientist, and Boris Rusin, Russian scientist, created a new system of television by using the cathode ray tube in addition to the mechanical scanner system. Two types of television system. The mechanical television, and electronic television. Mobile phones. April 3, 1973, Martin Cooper, a senior engineer at Motorola, made the world's first mobile phone call. And computers and laptops. Charles Babbage, 19th century English mathematics professor, designed the analytical engine which was used as the basic framework of the computers. Osborne 1, Orfano 2011, first true portable computer and was released in April 1981. Ethical dilemma faced by this technological advancement. Most parents would argue that this device make their children lazy and unhealthy. People are already overly dependent on this device. It may bring people virtually closer but not physically or personally. So, robotics and humanity. Robotics is an actuated mechanism programmable into or more axes with a degree of autonomy moving within its environment to perform intended tasks. Service robot. A robot that performs useful tasks for humans or equipment, excluding industrial automation application, can be classified into industrial robot and service robot. And professional service robot or a service robot for professional use is used for a commercial task, usually operated by a proper trained operator. Low are roles played by robotics. Law 1, a robotic may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. And Law 2, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And the third, Law 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So let's proceed with the chapter 3. Scientific issue in science, technology, and society. Information age. According to Webster, information is knowledge communicated or obtained concerning a specific fact or circumstances. Information age is defined as a period starting in the last quarter of the 20th century when information became effortless accessible through publication and through the management of information by computer and computer networks. According to James R. Messenger, who proposed the theory of information age in 1982, the information age is a true new age based upon the interconnection of computers via telecommunications. This was with these information systems operating on both a real-time and as-needed basis. So, history, the timeline of the information age. But I would not mention it all because as you can see, it's so many. So let's proceed with the computer. Computers are among the most important contribution of advances in the information age to society. So here's the type of computer. Personal computer, PC, desktop computer, laptops, personal digital assistants, PDAs, server, mainframes, and wearable computers. The World Wide Web Internet. Internet is a worldwide system of interconnected networks that facilitate data transmission among innumerable computers. And cyberbullying. In application of computers in science and research, they have bioinformatics, computers, and software tools. So let's proceed with the lesson 2, biodiversity and a healthy society. So they have biodiversity and ecosystem, changes in biodiversity, threats to biodiversity, consequences of biodiversity loss, health, biology, and biodiversity. So that's all, and thank you.